Hello again, Struck Quap. 2023 is already here and it's been here for a while. And there are already a lot of releases. But the year is promising, the year is filled to the brim with high profile, most anticipated titles. And I've made already a list for the games coming out that are most anticipated, at least to me personally, for quarter one. This is the second video for quarter two. So quarter 2 2023 most anticipated games. I've included games that I know would be releasing in quarter 2, as well as some that are potentially releasing in quarter 2. Obviously, there's probably going to be a lot more games that have TBC, to be confirmed, not yet announced dates, that might end up releasing in quarter 2, but since I'm not really sure for some of them, I excluded them for the list. This list covers 26 titles. It's a hefty behemoth of a list, so I hope you enjoyed. Buckle up and let's go. And keep in mind it will be in chronological order. Starting off with a game that is listed as early 2023, which could be quarter 1 ending, it could be beginning of quarter 2, judging by early, but the game has already, if I'm not mistaken, been delayed because they reworked it in a good way. This is Witchfire. Witchfire is a first-person shooter from the creative leads behind Painkiller and Bulletstorm. A roguelite for people who hate roguelites, apparently. The game offers a challenging but satisfying gameplay experience and with multiple roads to victory. What is interesting is they reworked it in a way where instead of each zone connecting to another zone and so on. So instead of having different zones, they made it an open world. And a game like this being open world is so much better than their original vision, which I'm really happy to wait some more if it means they're working the game in a good way. Apparently, they are very good at optimizing and consider optimizations important, which is nice. At least that's what I'm getting from reading blog posts from the devs. Armed with strange weapons and forbidden pagan magic, hunt a powerful witch holding the key to your salvation. Witchfire uses photogrammetry technology to achieve stunning visual and grim, immersive dark fantasy world. Armed with powerful spells and fearsome firearms conjured by the best Vatican sorcerers, your mission is to find the infamous Witch of the Black Sea, destroy the phantom army that protects her, and retrieve a mysterious artifact that can finally turn the tide of war. From the greatest of Painkiller, Bulletstorm, and the vanishing of Ethan Carter. Again, releasing early 2023 for PC, and it's Epic exclusive. Maybe limited time exclusive, time will tell, developed by the Astronauts. The second title on this list is Meet Your Maker. Probably many of you might not consider it the most anticipated title, but I think there's gonna be a solid audience as long as the game gets enough marketing and hype around it. Meet Your Maker, releasing on the 4th of April 2023. It's a post-apocalyptic first-person building and raiding game where every level is designed by players. Switch between roles as you mastermind devious maze-like outposts filled with traps and guards. Then gear up for methodical, fast-paced combat, raiding other players' creations. So it's kind of similar to games like Rust, but different in many ways, but you still have that similarity where players have their own outposts and they build them and collect resources and get them better and so on. They can raid each other. I'm interested to see what they'll do with this. This is definitely not my genre, but many will enjoy it on PC. So far, I only know of Steam, PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series XS and Xbox One. Developed by Behavior Interactive Inc. Next up, we have GrimGrimoire OnceMore, which is a remaster of an old classical strategy RPG. The classic strategy RPG is back with a whole new look. GrimGrimoire OnceMore is a remaster of the original GrimGrimoire, featuring the fantastical world building and intricate storytelling Vanillaware is known for, as well as real-time tactical gameplay with new, improved mechanics. Improved gameplay and enchantingly enhanced visuals with an altered screen ratio and updated resolution. The beauty of Grim Grimoire becomes even more magical. Command your familiars in real-time strategy battles to complete stage missions, turning the tides with your own new grand magic spells. Make full use of the added skill tree to acquire more abilities and complete your tactical notebook to learn more about the world. Releasing on the 4th of April 2023, apparently. Maybe that's not final date because I'm only seeing it in few places, whereas in other places it's not mentioning the date. But let's say 4th of April 2023 for PlayStation 5, 4, and Switch. Vanillaware Ltd are the developers. Next up, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, and Volume 2 is releasing on the 14th of April 2023, which would include the Battle Network 4 Red Sun, Battle Network 4 Blue Moon, 5 Team Proto Man, 5 Team Colonel, 6 Cybeast Gregor, 6 Cybeast Fawzar. It's on Steam, it's on PlayStation 4 as well as on Switch. There are bundles on Steam for 1 and 2. On PlayStation, there's also bundle for 1 and 2, and on Switch, there's the bundle for 1 and 2. Whereas on Switch, there's also separately purchased Volume 2, but it seems like Volume 2 costs as much as the bundle, so maybe buying either Volume 2 or Volume 1 and 2 would still give you all of them, I think, because otherwise, why the same price? The renowned Mega Man Battle Network series, which has expanded into anime and comics, is back. Volume 2 includes 6 action-packed games from both versions of Mega Man Battle Network 4 to both versions of Mega Man Battle Network 6, plus additional features like a gallery and online play. Capcom Co. Ltd. Are the developers, so if you've got to the first volume, you might look into whether it includes Volume 2 or whether you have to pay the same price again. Because again, if Volume 2 costs as much as the bundle, I guess it's better to get the bundle. But if you already have Volume 1 and it doesn't include Volume 2, I hope you didn't pay as much as the whole bundle. God of Rock. This interesting title. The fitting of this interesting game. The God of Rock has gathered the universe's greatest musicians to clash for musical supremacy. Battle to the beat by hitting notes in rhythm and unleash harmonic attacks against opponents in this competitive rhythm fighting game hybrid. Releasing on the 18th of April 2023 for PC, Steam, PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, and Switch. Developed by Modus Studios, it looks like a very interesting mix of rhythm games with versus fighting. I think some of you out there would enjoy it, and I think some of you out there are very hyped about a game like that if you're into rhythm games. So I think it deserves a place in this list. Next up, one of April's, probably my top game for April that I'm excited about, Dead Island 2. A deadly virus is spreading across Los Angeles, turning inhabitants into zombies, bitten, infected, but more than just immune. Uncover the truth behind the outbreak and discover who or what you are. Pre-purchases are available, and you can get the memories of Banoi if you pre-purchase, which is some cosmetic pack if I'm not mistaken. Los Angeles is a quarantine and the military have retreated. Only you and a handful of others who happen to be resistant to the pathogen holds the future of the city and humanity at that. In the balance, Dead Island 2 is stylish, vibrant, and flooded with zombie infection. Explore iconic gore-drenched Los Angeles, meet larger-than-life characters, slay countless foes in exquisitely bloody detail, and evolve to become the ultimate zombie slayer. Releasing for PC in the Epic Store as well as for PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One. There's also you can also buy the game via the Amazon Digital Games Store. Not sure what happens if you buy a PC version there. They probably give you a key for Epic. Developed by Deep Silver Dambuster Studios. The Dambuster Studios are a sub studio under the Deep Silver brand. So yeah, it's an interesting title and probably my most anticipated one for April. Star Trek Resurgence is the next title on the list, and it's a narrative adventure game featuring dialogue choices, relationship building, and exploration, alongside dialogue-driven role-playing and rich branching storylines. You will also engage with the Star Trek universe in a variety of other gameplay styles, including shuttle piloting, phaser fights, tricorder scanning, stealth, and micro gameplay mechanics. Direct control of player movement in Star Trek Resurgence uses a third-person over-the-shoulder camera, while dialogue-driven role-playing is presented in a playable cinematic format. Release date is unknown, but they have set April 2023, so sometime in April. Releasing for PC on Epic and eventually maybe more platforms, as well as PlayStation 5 for Xbox Series XS and Xbox One. Dramatic Waps are the developers, and it's saying that it's made by some of the people who worked on some of the Telltale games like the Batman and so on Telltale games. But it's not made by Telltale Games, by the way, keep that in mind. Next up is a game that unfortunately is a Nintendo Switch exclusive, so I will never be able to play it. At least not around launch unless they port it later on. To PC, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom. I still don't know if it's tears like crying or tears like tearing something apart. But in general, it's the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Very, very anticipated game. In addition to the vast lands of Hyrule, the latest entry in the storied Legend of Zelda series will take you up into the skies. Look forward to Link's massive adventure starting again when The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, drops for Nintendo Switch on May 12th, 2023. Developed by Nintendo's EPD team, and again, Nintendo is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. You can get it from the store. You can get physical copies pre-ordered for delivery. But overall, again, Switch only, as was with Breath of the Wild for a while. Next up is probably my personal most anticipated game for May 26th, 2023, for the month of May. In general, and I'll talk a little bit more about this one. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Jump into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the genre-defying action-adventure third-person shooter in development from Rocksteady Studios, creators of the critically acclaimed Batman Arkham series. Discover the origins of Amanda Waller's infamous Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad, as Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark begrudgingly embark on their mission to take down the world's greatest DC superheroes, the Justice League. Interesting fun fact is that this is happening in the same universe as the Batman Arkham series, but they haven't revealed yet in what time frame. They've although revealed Batman, the corrupted version of Batman, in the latest trailer, and it's the late Kevin Conroy doing his last role as the Cape Crusader. So that's something many of you out there would be looking forward to in this game.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Featuring an original narrative set within an expansive open world city of Metropolis, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League puts the four DC supervillains on a collision course with an invading alien force and DC superheroes who are now laser focused on destroying the city they once vowed to protect. All the while, the Suicide Squad must be mindful of the lethal explosives implanted in their heads that could go off at the first sign of defiance. Each squad member has their own unique moveset, with enhanced reversal abilities to freely explore the dynamic open world of Metropolis, along with a variety of weapons to customize and skills to master. Fans can tailor their experience, whether playing on their own as a single player or teaming up with friends in multiplayer co-op. So, very similar to what Gotham Knights was, but hopefully better than Gotham Knights. Different studios behind them, different publishers behind them. This time we have veterans in the DC Universe games making another DC Universe game. I'm really excited about this game. It's my most anticipated one for the month of May. And I can't wait to play it. Releasing on PC, we know about Steam and Humble. Then we know about PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Now another remaster, but this time a collection. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster Collection. The games that inspired the generation come to life once more in the ultimate 3D pixel remaster. The original Final Fantasy games are brought to life with completely new graphics and audio in the 2D Pixel Remaster series. This bundle lets you purchase all 6 games from Final Fantasy 1 to Final Fantasy 6 at a discounted price. It also contains a soundtrack featuring total of 20 tracks and total of 14 unique wallpapers. Enjoy universally updated 2D pixel graphics and the beautifully rearranged soundtrack. The gameplay is improved with a modernized user interface and extras such as a bestiary, illustration gallery, and music player that allows further immersion into the world of the game. Releasing sometime in spring 2023 for the bundle, but it's already out separately on PC and mobile for most of the games. There's Steam when it comes to PC. There's also PlayStation 4, Switch, Android, and iOS. On the official website, you can get the Final Fantasy 35th Anniversary Edition for the bundle. Plus, there's also separate game store links to the different platforms. Whereas Steam has the bundle, and I'm pretty sure it should probably have all the separate ones if you look enough for those. Forza Motorsport reimagined, remade the new rebooted Forza Motorsport. Now let's read the official description. The new Forza Motorsport, currently in early development, is a reimagining of the series. We're taking what has made Forza Motorsport great over the past 15 years and pairing it with new game concepts and new technologies. So this was from several months ago. Obviously, it was early development then, but now it's not. With the new Forza Motorsport, ray tracing is coming to Forza Tech. You will see a dynamic world in 4K 60 FPS that is connected and dynamic. I don't know why they're saying that twice. From surfaces of cars reflecting off of each other to brilliant red paint bouncing off intensely detailed tracked surfaces, and the interplay of light and shadow throughout the world. So the game is developed by Turn 10 Studios. Forza Motorsport will be available on Xbox Series X, Windows 10 PC, and on Xbox Game Pass. It's also co-developed by Playground Games and Sumo Digital. No specific release date, just spring 2023. And no store URLs available yet, just on the official website. They're stressing too much on the ray tracing, reflection, shadows, and all of that. I guess that they're confident enough that so far the rest has been top tier, and they just wanted to bring the fans better visuals. We'll see if it will have more than just visual improvements over the previous Forza games. But I've never played a Forza game. I'm not a racing kind of guy, but hopefully some of you out there love the title, love the franchise, and believe, like I do, that this deserves a spot in this list. Next up, another game I'm extremely excited about. I don't know which month it's coming, but it could easily become something I'm more excited about than Suicide Squad if it's in the same month, or more excited about than Dead Island if it's in the same month as Dead Island. Atlas Fallen. Rise from the dust and guide the sands of a timeless land filled with ancient dangers, mysteries, and fragments of the past. Hunt legendary monsters with powerful scent-infused weapons and abilities in spectacular, super-powered combat. Target and gather the essence of your enemies to shape your own custom playstyle, forging a new era for humanity in a fully cooperative or solo story campaign. Rise from the dust, unleash the storm. Release date sometime in spring 2023 for PC Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS. Developed by Deck 13, published by Focus Entertainment. It looks like Forspoken meeting Godfall. It has combat that looks more like Godfall than Forspoken, but it has that free roaming, gliding around the world that Forspoken has. Doesn't seem to have the parkour of Forspoken, but I think it's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait to get to play that game, hopefully. Next up is a game that's shrouded in mystery. Apart from a trailer, there isn't much, but we have some information on the official website regarding the game. which you might want to check on my website. I've included a link to the official one because the description is too short to include links for everything. The World of the Rings Return to Moria. Welcome to the World of the Rings Return to Moria, the only survival crafting video game set in the fourth age of Middle-earth. The iconic fantasy world created by J.R.R. Tolkien, summoned to the misty mountains by Lord Gimli Walkbearer, players take control of a company of dwarves tasked to reclaim the lost spoils from the dwarven homeland of Moria, known as Khazad-dûm or Dworo Delph, in the depths below their very feet. Their quest will require fortitude, delving deep into the mines of Moria to recover its treasures. Set in a procedurally generated dwarven realm of Moria, no two adventures will be alike, and every expedition is traversable either solo or online with companions. Players can mine to craft greater gear and resources, but beware, mining makes noise, and noise created in the quiet deep threatens to awaken the dangers below. Where there's squatter, there's combat. Excavate the mysteries of 3 legendary mountains, extract precious metals, scrape to survive, and battle unspeakable forces to learn the secret of the shadow that lurks within. Sometime in spring 2023 is when we can expect this game, and it's PC only and Epic exclusive apparently, developed by Free Range Games. Next up, another very interesting title, and it's kind of somewhere at the top few of my list for whenever it releases. Not the very top, but it's out there somewhere. Nightingale, a shared world survival crafting game, and I think survival crafting games are the new hype, the new thing. After Valheim and V-Rising were this successful, everyone seems to be making survival crafting games. And yeah, this one is set in an all new fantasy universe. You're stranded beyond our world, cut off by the sudden collapse of the arcane portal network. This catastrophic event has left you and countless others fighting to survive in a labyrinth of mysterious and perilous realms. Prepare for a journey of adventure, danger, and discovery as you search for a way back to the vast haven of humanity. Nightingale. Spring 2023 is when we are expecting this game to drop, and it will be on PC only for Steam and Epic so far. Developed by Inflection Games. Another game I'm extremely excited about without a fixed release date, just spring 2023, Wayfinder. Become a Wayfinder and unlock their powers as you choose your path and playstyle while pushing back a hostile force that has overtaken your world. Control the chaos as you directly shape and customize the endless adventures you go on with friends, because Wayfinders are stronger together. Join forces with friends to strengthen your powers and control your adventures online with a vast selections of customization modifiers when exploring the immersive world, collecting valuable materials and crafting. Something interesting to keep in mind is the game will have seasons, and every season there will be a new Wayfinder, new playable character class hero to enjoy. Platforms to expect this on are PC, Steam, and PlayStation 5 4. Um, and maybe Xbox, I cannot confirm that. There are no PlayStation or Xbox links. There is a Steam link and there is an official website. Keep in mind, this is developed by Airship Syndicate, the people who brought us games like the League of Legends Ruined King tactical RPG game, as well as the Darksiders Genesis, the Diablo style Darksiders single player, or not, but not a single player, story driven game, which didn't have much end game. I mean, it had some, but it was boring. But it still had something, but it had awful puzzles. Hopefully, this game doesn't have the shitty puzzles from Darksiders Genesis. Next up, we have Lightyear Frontier. For those who love a bit of farming, crafting, grinding, and the chill life, or not so chill when it comes to fighting. Lightyear Frontier is a peaceful open world farming adventure on a planet at the far edge of the galaxy. Start your new home on a distant planet with up to 3 friends as you farm alien crops, build your own homestead, and explore the untamed wilderness of the world. Settle on a beautiful new planet in the Lightyear Frontier. Begin your farming adventure as you build a farm, plant and harvest alien crops, and discover ancient secrets as you explore this distant world. Releasing in spring 2023, this game would be perfect for those who enjoy games like Stardew Valley, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Harvest Tower, and the like. Even Rune Factory and so on. Platforms to expect this on PC, which is Steam and Humble, as far as I know, as well as I think the Epic Store. Actually, yeah, I don't think about Humble. Maybe just Steam and Epic. Steam and Epic, as well as Xbox Access One, and then it's also gonna be on day one for the Xbox Game Pass. So keep that in mind. Developed by Framebreak and the Amplifier Game Invest. Next up is a game called Reliquary, and it seems very fun, very interesting. Hopefully, it doesn't have as much jumping and puzzles, jumping puzzles and regular puzzles as the trailer makes it out to have. Hopefully, it's more combat, less boring stuff. Reliquary is a story-driven adventure in which you explore the preserved ruins of a long-vanished empire as you fight your way through a land teeming with monsters, magic, and lost technology. Release date was originally winter 2022, but now it's sometime in 2023, maybe the first half, maybe the first quarter even, maybe the second quarter, time will tell. And the platforms expected to launch on is PC, with no stores info for PC, as well as consoles with no specifics of what consoles. There's only an official website link so far, no other store URLs for information about pre-orders or orders. Developed by Jade Ember Studio, that's all the information we have right now. Street Fighter 6. This game does not need introduction. Here comes Capcom's newest challenger. Street Fighter 6 launches worldwide on the 2nd of June 2023 and represents the next evolution of the Street Fighter series. Street Fighter 6 spans 3 distinct game modes, including World Tour, Fighting Ground, and Battle Hub. And it looks visually beautiful, nice effects, there's new characters, there is the diverse cast of characters with all sorts of backgrounds from all sorts of ethnicities. So the game is trying to be modern. It's trying to look hip for the new generation. It's trying to be very inclusive, which obviously not a bad thing. It doesn't seem overly woke like some of the other games where they do it just for the sake of having that. Because in a game like this, it fits to have this stuff. It doesn't feel forced. But seems a little cringe how they're trying to be hip to the point where some of the old school gamers might not enjoy it, but it looks cool. I really am looking forward to how the Battle Hub works. I'm not a fighting genre person, but the Battle Hub seems like an interesting idea for you to have your own character and to battle with other people with their own characters in certain modes where that is allowed, where you don't play with the pre-made characters. Releasing for PC, which is Steam and Humble, and maybe Epic, but haven't found a link so far. And then there's PlayStation 5 for Xbox Series XS and Xbox One, developed by Capcom. So yeah, June 2nd, 2023. And the next game needs no introduction. If it does, then you must be new. Diablo 4. The endless battle between the High Havens and the Burning Hells rages on as chaos threatens to consume Sanctuary. With ceaseless demons to slaughter, countless abilities to master nightmarish dungeons and legendary loot, this vast open world brings the promise of adventure and devastation. Survive and conquer darkness or succumb to the shadows. Diablo 4, my most anticipated game of the year, of the decade, and of the quarter and month it comes out on. Official release date 6th of June 2023, but there will be a 4-day earlier access for people who pre-order, so it's actually the 2nd of June 2023. They didn't say anything about wiping the progress that you get between the 2nd and the 6th, so a little bit unfair there. All of that just so you can force people to pre-order. But most people who are excited about this game will pre-order it. So they might have as well made the release date the 10th of June and the pre-order release date the 6th of June so they can keep 666 as the first day. Obviously, those 4 days will be for stressing the servers. It will be probably riddled with downtimes in the first 2 days of those 4 days. But it's Diablo 4. It's the evolution of Diablo, taking the dark and grim thematic atmosphere from Diablo 1 and 2, adding some of the good stuff from Diablo 3 and adding new things. Next up, we have Final Fantasy 16. Unfortunately, even though I'm excited about this game, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, timed exclusive, so I won't be able to play it. I would have been just as excited, uh, almost as excited about this as Diablo 4, because they launch in the same month. The 22nd of June 2023, Final Fantasy 16, an epic dark fantasy world where the fate of the land is decided by the mighty icons and the dominants who wield them. This is the tale of Clive Rosefield, a warrior granted the title First Shield of Rosaria and sworn to protect his younger brother Joshua, the dominant of the Phoenix. Before long, Clive will be caught up in a great tragedy and swear revenge on the dark icon Ifrit, a mysterious entity that brings calamity in its wake. Racing, as I mentioned, on PlayStation 5 exclusively for a while. Eventually, later on, it will make its way to PC, and developed by Square Enix. Robocop Rogue City. Become the iconic part man, part machine, all cop hero as you attempt to bring justice to the dangerous crime-ridden streets of old Detroit. Armed with your trusty Auto 9, factory-built strength, years of experience on the force, and a variety of tools at your disposal, you will fight forces seeking to destroy the city you call home in an all-new first-person, explosive hunt for the truth. You have the power to decide how to fulfill prime directives in your own way. But as the story unfolds, proceed with caution because corruption and greed know no limits. Releasing sometime in June 2023 for PC Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS, developed by Teon. This looks like another promising shooter to look forward to that might not be getting as much hype as it should. Homeworld 3. Tactical, beautiful, and wholly unique, the Game of the Year winning sci-fi RTS returns with Homeworld 3. Assume control and battle through fleet combat in dazzling, fully three-dimensional space, while the award-winning story unfolds on a galactic scale. 100 years ago, Karan's jet unlocked a vast and ancient hyperspace gate network that opened up the entire galaxy to trade and exploration. A golden age for her people began. But the darkness known as the anomaly began to spread, swallowing gates and planets alike. With her people's hard-won peace and prosperity threatened, Karan led a fleet into anomaly space to search for answers. She never returned. Now Imogen's jet, Karan's successor, is the only one who holds the key to unlocking the mystery threatening the galaxy's future. Releasing sometime in the first half of 2023, most likely the second quarter, we'll see, for Steam and Epic Store for PC exclusively for now. Developed by Blackbird Interactive. If you are a fan of the RTS sci-fi game series Homeworld, you definitely would want to play the newest installment. And while we're still on the space vibe, Starfield. 25 years in the making, Starfield introduces an entirely new frontier to explore: space. In the 2330, you join Constellation, the last group of space explorers seeking rare artifacts throughout the galaxy. Venture through the stars and get to know a memorable cast of characters on a quest to answer humanity's greatest question: what is out there? True to Bethesda Game Studios' immersive RPG DNA, customization is key in Starfield. A look at the character creation menu shows off the depth of choice you have when customizing your hero. Who you will be and who you will become is up to you. And this is a famous quote from one of the devs: it's not just this planet, it's all the planets in this system. Not just this system, but over 100 systems, over 1,000 planets, all open for you to visit. Release date Q1 or Q2 2023, no specific date. When it comes to platforms, PC, which would be Steam, the Microsoft Store, and maybe others, including Xbox Series X and S. Developed by Bethesda Game Studios, Starfield, definitely one of the most anticipated games of the year. A game called Final Fury VR. Kluge or Kluge Interactive, the studio that brought you Synth Riders, announces Final Fury, a classic arcade fighting game reimagined for VR. Releasing sometime in 2023, most likely Q2. When it comes to platforms, it's PC, Steam, and Humble, as well as PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series XS, Xbox One. No official store links, and only the official website is there, plus a video trailer. So if you want more synth-based game, more arcade fighting, then Final Fury would be something to look forward to if you are a VR person. I mean, this is the VR specific title in this specific quarter to add to the list. Granblue Fantasy Relink. Walk through the beautiful 2D artwork of Psy Games and Psy Designation, now realized in full 3D. From lovingly crafted landscapes to detailed objects, enter a realm where experiencing a world bursting with character takes precedence over photorealism. You will feel the wind from the deck of an airship, visit quaint towns for the first time, and do battle across sprawling hillsides. Character models and their equipped weapons have been carefully crafted to be appreciated from any angle. Facial expressions have been given an equal amount of care, ensuring that the whole cast comes alive during the adventure. There's plenty to discover on this journey. Releasing in 2023, most likely Q2, for PC, Steam, as well as PlayStation 5 4. No official store links, URLs yet, but there is the official website with a little bit of information, screenshots, and link to the trailer. Developed by Psy Games. The final game on this list is The Expanse, a Telltale series. In the near future, on the outskirts of the asteroid belt, a bloody mutiny breaks loose on the Artemis. You take the role of XO Kamina Drummer, where your choices determine the fate of the ship. What will you do with the truth, Boss Mang? So, something to keep in mind about The Expanse, a Telltale series, is that it's kind of like a prequel to the story of The Expanse series. So, it's happening before the events of the TV show, TV series, The Expanse. But you take control of the main character of The Expanse series, XO Kamina Drummer, and it's voiced over by the actress, by the actor, the female actor who plays the character in the series. Releasing sometime in summer 2023, most likely Q2, but it also could be Q3. It's gonna be for PC, plus no info about other platforms yet. There are also no store links, URLs yet, only the official website. Developed by Deck9 Games, as well as Telltale. So another interesting title for the year. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere, and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Club. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.